Good afternoon, Jeffrey.
Good afternoon, Chrissy.
Nice to see you again. Always a pleasure.
How's everything going out there in the United Kingdom?
Things are going okay. I hope it's the same your way as well.
Yeah,
Very
we're
good to
pretty,
talk
we're
to
pretty
you.
nice here in Green Bay, Wisconsin up here. So I think it's by law. I have to say go Packers. I have to say go Packers. I think it's a law here. And I live about 20
Wow.
minutes from the stadium. So I've been a big Packer fan since I've been here in 2000. So
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much for responding positively to my invitation. Very good to do this interview with you. So for the sake of everybody who is watching, listening, Jeffrey Mcnulty is a founder, CEO, retail turnaround expert, retail educator and trainer, leadership coach, innovator, online course creator, mentor, best-selling author of The Ultimate Retail Manual, and retail expert. Mr. Mcnulty is currently the founder and chief executive officer of New Retail Ethos, which assists retail organizations and businesses, regardless of their size, scope, or niche, with alleviating and addressing common pain points. He has been labeled a hybrid in the business world, as he has over 30 years of experience as a retail executive for the Home Depot, Lowe's, Barnes & Noble, PetSmart, Shopko, Toys R Us, Public Supermarkets, and Festival Foods, as well as over 17 years of tenure as a retail market research analyst. Mr. Mcnulty has conducted over 1,000 consultations and engagements with clients on Wall Street, hedge fund managers, equity investment partners, retailers, niche players to big box, business owners, and entrepreneurs on the retail sector throughout his career. Wow, that is a lot of titles. You must be really valuable.
I have to send you a check for that. That was probably the best introduction in the history of introductions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now I have to repay the favor, so I'm going to have to introduce you, Chrissy Powers.
Okay.
Chrissy Powers is a founder, a lecturer, a writer, a copywriter, social media marketer, email marketer, and online course creator. She is the founder of Content Tactics, which provides content for blogs, web page articles, email marketing purposes, web pages, and landing pages. Chrissy has worked as a tutor in English linguistics and writing at the University of Birmingham and Birmingham City University International College in the United Kingdom for over 9 years. She has a passion for writing, so she recently decided to start writing instead of teaching other people how to write. She has developed a nice following on Medium, where she showcases her writing skills. In addition, she is currently working on a life coaching website and 2 other websites. I believe one is for a local photography business, and I think the other one is for art and crafts business.
Art and crafts, yes.
Very well-rounded individual, and highly recommend that you connect with her and engage with her on LinkedIn.
Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you.
Hey, the check's,
Okay.
I think the check's coming back now.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you, Jeffrey.
You're welcome.
So let's start and cater to people's curiosity, really. You are a founder and CEO, Jeffrey, and you're also an author and retail consultant with many years of experience behind your back. We are aware that your bestseller, The Ultimate Retail Manual, which I can see behind your back, you're showcasing the book.
Just a few of them.
Just a few of them. This bestseller is getting many 5-star reviews. Could you elaborate on how this book came into existence?
All right, how long do we have here now?
Oh,
right.
It's a long story then.
I know, right? I love, my wife's like, you go on a long tangent with stories, but I think that's how a lot of people like to learn about people. So I started in retail in 1982 in Publix in South Florida, in Sunrise, Florida. And I first became a leader in the early 90s at the Home Depot. Throughout my early leadership journey, I wanted to read one book that contained a amalgamation of concepts that would assist me in becoming a better salesperson, motivator, coach, merchandiser, mentor, and leader. However, there wasn't one retail book that contained all this information available, which kind of surprised me at the time. I'm a voracious reader, as anybody knows and interacts with me on LinkedIn. I love to read, I love to learn and grow. So in the early 90s, I was purchasing a plethora of books that were specifically focused on, unfortunately, one major segment. There'd be leadership and coaching and merchandising, sales, human resources, etc. The axiom that came to mind is, if you cannot find what you're looking for, create it. So that's exactly what I did. But unfortunately, it took 4 years of my friends, colleagues, clients, professors, and family telling me to write a book before I'd finally decided to take the plunge. I purposely wrote the manual from an empirical results perspective, as opposed to a theoretical ideas viewpoint. And what I mean by that is I've read a lot of books that tell you the solution, but they do not show you how to implement it or achieve the desired results in the book. So this manual is a hands-on guide that walks each student and reader through each pillar and strategy while providing tangible methodologies to achieve success. I personally lived each and all of the 10 pillars contained within the manual at 7 different retailers. I was still creating the manual when I was at Publix. So the retailers I used it in would be Home Depot, Lowe's, Shopko, Barnes & Noble, Toys R Us, PetSmart, and I believe Festival Foods. So I'm super excited to have readers in 23 different countries around the world that are resonating with the manual. And I recently received my 55th Amazon 5-star book review. So very grateful for that. And every review kind of reaffirms my decision to write the book. You know, when I was thinking about writing the book, I was pondering, don't most people know these concepts, and isn't this kind of commonplace in the industry? And what I realized actually was in speaking with my clients, global clients that I was consulting with, either with Gerson Lehman Group or my own consulting firm, New Retail Ethos, is that we each have a unique perspective that not everybody's going to see it. So that's kind of why every review I get, it just kind of reaffirms the decision to write the book.
Wow, fascinating story. What a good principle for life to learn. If you can't find what you need, just write it yourself, in terms of books, of course.
Hey, easier said than done, right?
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. So it seems that this book became the predecessor of the Ultimate Retail course. I have heard you say that the course creation came as a bit of an epiphany for you. Could you explain what happened? How did you get inspired?
Yeah, you're spot on with that question, by the way. That epiphany word is really, 2 of my favorite words are epiphany and homeostasis. After it took me about 4 years of nudging from a plethora of people to write the Ultimate Retail Manual, I decided that the next time inspiration strikes, I'm going to react expeditiously. You know, I kind of kicked myself a little bit for waiting for 4 years to finally just start to write the book. And then it took another 17 months to write it and polish it and publish it. And I said to myself, when that happens again, I'm gonna move a lot quicker. So after the massive success of the Retail Manual, I was inundated it was like a 3-day span by a plethora of readers, clients, colleagues, and friends that were asking for an online course to kind of supplement the book. You were one of the many people who actually contacted me, Chrissy, so you were on that list as well. And I believe in synchronicity and timing. And so I decided after only 3 days to start the creation process with you for the creation of the Ultimate Retail course. So I decided it took 4 years to decide to write the book, and then it only took me about 3 days to write the course. And I'm so glad that we did that. It took about 11 months, I believe, to write the course. And it's probably one of the things that I'm most proud of in my life, besides obviously mentoring people and watching employees and leaders get promoted. But it's really nice to see your creative endeavors come to life.
That's great. So I was kind of sent by universe, I suppose. By the universe.
So. You were an earth angel, as I like to say. Earth angel.
Thank you.
You came in and you said, Jeff, let's write this course. I'm like, okay, let's just write it.
I am grateful you selected me. I was privileged to contribute to
I want to give a shout out to 𝐓𝐢𝐬𝐿𝐿 to as well. I want to give her a shout out as well. 𝐓𝐢𝐬𝐿 on LinkedIn. She was another
Ashley, hi.
And so with you and her and some of the other people, I thought, wow, this is, there's a lot of signs in life. I believe that the universe kind of guides us. And the saying that comes to mind is when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And so when everybody started coming in a 3-day span, I thought, you know what, I think it's time to do this. And that's kind of how the process started.
Great. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Okay. So the actual title of the course is the Ultimate Retail Course, Become a Retail Rock Star. Could you shed some light on this unique slogan? Why a rock star?
Well, I wanted to become a rock star, but I can't play an instrument.
Oh, so this is the second best.
No, I'm just joking with you. Just a little joke.
Yeah, of course.
No, throughout my 30-year tenure in the retail sector as an executive leader with the 8 companies I've listed before, the word rock star was always synonymous with greatness. So
Yeah.
I was kind of bouncing back and forth what to call the course.
Okay.
And it's a kudos to put that word in there, but then you got to back it up with the content and make sure that it's going to live up to the billing. But I really believe that when we decided to create this course that we were going to put our heart and souls into it and make it the best we possibly could. So the full title is the Ultimate Retail Course, Become a Retail Rock Star. It's a 5 to 10 week course where students can learn at their own pace. The core bedrock of the course is built upon my proprietary 10 pillars, or what I call micro verticals. And each week, 2 new pillars are released. So the Ultimate Retail Course is structured kind of like a college course to allow for maximum retention. And empirical research has shown that a drip schedule where you release things slowly, that approach creates an engaging environment where each student can massively increase their retention levels. So the course is for any, I get asked this all the time, do I have to be in retail? Do I have to be a business person? The course is for any human resource professional, retail employee / leader, from an entry-level employee up to a C-suite executive, a founder and CEO, an entrepreneur, an intrapreneur, a business leader, college student, high school student, or retail intern. And each pillar accurately conveys a functional strategy that contributes to the overall successful synergistic effect of the program. So the course took, as you know, 11 months to complete, and now has students in the United States and in Canada so far. So we are currently in discussions right now with multiple businesses and schools, I believe in the United States, South Africa, Botswana, about incorporating the Ultimate Retail Course into their business and curriculum.
Fantastic. So the path to greatness. Okay. How do you see, I'm sorry.
No worries.
How do you see the benefits of creating an online course based on your book?
Everybody kind of learns information differently. That's one thing I've learned throughout my life is people learn in different ways. And so creating online courses provides what I would call an immersive and comprehensive learning environment that will provide a new learning environment to share my proprietary 10-pillar system to include all 4 learning styles. And the most popular ones are visual, auditory, tactile, and kinesthetic through videos, booklets, online assessments, engagement, and assignments. So when students purchase the Ultimate Retail Course, along with the Ultimate Retail Manual, they're going to experience a complete plug-and-play retail / business program that is supremely successful when executed consistently. So the individuals and retailers and businesses that are achieving tremendous results are executing all 10 pillars on a consistent basis. They're not cherry picking certain pillars. Some people want to go to the pillars that they want to learn the most. But as you know from reading the book and then helping me create the course, that the pillars kind of build to a crescendo, and each pillar kind of builds upon each pillar. So, in life, consistency is the main actuator for achieving any endeavor. It's you gotta read the book, take the course, and then implement all 10 pillars. And some people just need a refresher on some of the pillars. If somebody's been in retail for 30 years, they're probably not gonna learn a lot in every single pillar. But I've read entire books and have taken entire courses that cost hundreds of dollars, and I've learned just one strategy, just one, and it's worth its weight in gold. Where I would challenge anybody to go through all 10 pillars and not find at least one unique strategy that they can implement. And the reason I know this is because I created a lot of these strategies myself that I've never seen or heard or read about before. So it doesn't mean they're not out there, but I would challenge anybody to go through, and the ROI is incredible for the book and for the courses. So I welcome everybody to share their feedback and let me know what they think.
Great. And receiving a certificate at the end after taking quite a strenuous exam, it gives you a sense of self-reward, doesn't it?
It does.
I imagine.
It does, actually, yes. And it when we first came out with the course, it was a 10-week course, and then I thought, you know what, let me shorten that up a little bit because some people might not want to wait 10 weeks. And I kind of structured it like a college course where some courses are 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, etc. So, but people can kind of learn at their own pace. Each 2 pillars are released each week. You don't have to actually go each week and do those. So I have a couple of students that are taking their time and they're going through a pillar maybe every 2 or 3 weeks and really absorbing the information, writing down a lot of notes, following along with the book for the more follow-up information and the stories and the detailed concepts. So yeah, definitely that's the way to go.
Great. Thank you for your answer.
You're welcome.
So how was it creating a course from scratch? How laborious did it turn out to be? What were some of the pleasures connected with it?
That's a good question. Very detailed. That's a 3-part question. Let me get my thinking cap here. I'd say probably at first it was overwhelming and daunting, you know, because I was wandering into uncharted.
I remember.
It's hard writing a book. And then, you know, I thought, well, you know, writing an online course can't be easy either. But I always approach any new endeavor with a sense of humility and open-mindedness, which allows the creative process, in my experience, to proceed much easier than if you approach it with arrogance, pride, and ego. So some people are like, oh, how hard can it really be? And they go into it and think it's going to be a piece of cake. And then they get overwhelmed. They get inundated with information they don't understand how to process. And then they give up. So what I do is I take the slow approach. I think I'm like a sponge. I'm going to absorb the information and learn as I go. And it's a great process. I really encourage people to share their knowledge with people in a book and online courses and podcasts and stuff like that. So I admire and commend everybody that does that. But the creating online courses kind of provides a comprehensive knowledge, value, and tangible strategies that help people. And it takes time. It takes time to provide the knowledge, the value, and the tangible strategies. I have some friends that are creating courses in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
You get what you put into it. And to me, you know, like I said, I gave ourselves a year to a firm deadline of 12 months to finish the Ultimate Retail course. The course was finished in 11 months. And it's surreal to witness students resonate with your creative project. It always brings joy and happiness to my heart to know that I'm genuinely assisting people by sharing the 10 pillar strategies I have mastered throughout my 30-year tenure in the retail sector. So it just brings you immense joy to share these gifts that you've been given with everybody else.
We kept editing it and polishing it, so it turned out to be a real high quality product. I'm quite proud of it myself.
I think you and I are both perfectionists, and we finally had to really
we are.
At some point you got to pull the trigger. You know, I know friends that are still writing books and it's been 3, 4, 5 years, and I'm like, you know, with Amazon now and the print on demand, you can actually keep updating your book and updating your courses. And so obviously you want to put out a finished, polished product, but we've updated it now quite a few times. I've updated the book now probably 12 different times. Each year I update it 2 or 3 different times to keep it fresh. But yeah, it's definitely a great process to go through. But set a firm deadline, commit to working on it about 3 to 5 days a week, and just don't give up. That's the key. Just don't give up, but don't keep going on forever though. That's why the hard deadline is very, very important. Definitely.
Still, you and I will never create a course in 2 or 3 weeks. No. That is far too short.
Not of this magnitude. No, not of this magnitude. No, definitely not.
Okay. Next question. I wonder how it felt when you saw that your vision was beginning to take shape. How did you feel compared to your initial expectations? Did your feelings change, or?
I kind of felt super excited.
Right.
Knowing that I was going to be able to assist others with achieving their aspirations and their goals. That's been my main impetus throughout my life. Is I had a very rough childhood growing up, moved around, moved 17 times in 7 years, in and out of school. And the good news from that, and my good friend Harry Flaris and I have, and Roy Holly, we talk about this a lot, is that, you know, when you've had tough childhoods, you really want to help others to avoid any kind of pain or struggles. Now, there's some things in life that you know, God or whatever you believe in, you have to go through. You have to experience them yourself. But my passion has always been, you know what, if there's 10 things that you're going to learn and I can help you with 9 of them, let me do that, because I always appreciated the people that come along in my life and help me. But so my first life purpose was to kind of help, mentor, coach, inspire, and motivate employees and leaders to achieve their highest aspirations at Home Depot and Lowe's and Shopko, Barnes & Noble, PetSmart, Toys R Us, Publix, and Festival Foods. basically throughout my retail career. And then my second life purpose came to me probably about 1.5 years ago. I want to share my best practices and hands-on strategies that I gleaned from my tenure in retail with as many people as possible. So I believe we're all blessed. I share this a lot on LinkedIn if anybody reads my post. I think we're all blessed with creative abilities and innate gifts that are meant to be shared. But I feel really grateful, humbled, and honored for the opportunity. It's a great opportunity to share my life experience through another medium, because, if you think about it, you have the book, I have the consulting that I do, obviously the posts on LinkedIn and the websites, the blogs, but this is another medium. And I pride myself, as you know, on consistently adding tremendous value and ROI, or return on investment, with every single online course sale, every book sale, speaking engagement, client consultation, virtual coaching seminars, or one-on-one mentoring sessions. I pride myself on making sure that I give more than I receive. I believe it's a life lesson that I've learned. Always give more than it's expected, and always give before you ask. There's some people that connect with you on LinkedIn.
Amazing.
And they immediately want you to recommend them and do this.
They want, they demand.
A little bit, let's have some genuine connection and engagement. And I believe in doing, and that takes time. It definitely takes time.
Of course. You actually linked to my next question, sort of naturally. We look at the overall impact. How did it feel to be able to influence and help people on a global scale? You kind of touched upon that. You felt something unique, you must have, just considering the sheer volume of impact you were hoping to impress on your audience. What's been the general feedback from people and people who took consultations from you as well? Must have been something, must be something on a global scale.
Yeah, I feel, again, I use a lot of these words, but I feel blessed for the incredible opportunity to have a global network of amazing friends, colleagues, and connections that are resonating with the manual and the course.
Yes.
Again, I feel honored to have the book in 23 countries. We talked about the reviews, how every single one, makes me feel, I'm happy that I actually wrote the book. We all think that everyone understands and knows the wisdom that we have learned. And, however, there are no two people in the world that are identical. If you do research, even identical twins that do not share the same viewpoints and perspectives, and each person has a unique set of experiences that from their childhood, their career, family, friends, geography, and culture, which shape and mold their perspective, viewpoints, and purpose. So I like to quote a line from a John Cusack movie from, I think it's 2005. It's called Must Love Dogs. And I kind of tweaked it a little bit. We are all a unique constellation of attributes. So it feels really, really awesome to share what your purpose is in life with other people. Some people do it to get rich. Some people do it for power and fame and fortune.
Of course.
Don't get me wrong. We all want to better our lives. But that's not my main purpose behind what I do. I just realized the struggles. I had one lady reach out to me the other day and she purchased the book and she said, I really would have loved to have this book about 20 years ago when I was starting out in my retail career. I've had other people reach out to me and private message me and say, wow, your book really helped, change the direction of my life. I've had some people go through the course that have sent me some messages as well. And it's just nice to know that you can have that impact. But I believe it's all behind our intentions. My intention is always to help, as you know. I pay it forward a lot. I have some mentors and leaders that I work with that say, Jeff, you share way too much on LinkedIn. You're giving away a lot of information. I believe that when you give, the universe is always going to give you back. And you know what? If I can help just one person with each post or each blog, that makes all the difference in the world. But you really gotta want to help people. And I generally put my back into it. Every post that I create on LinkedIn, Chrissy, as you know, takes about an hour, a minimum of an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, to get the graphics right, to get the information right, to make sure that I'm sharing high quality content. I don't post anything that's fluff. I post things that are going to help people. And if they resonate with it's great. And most people really do. But the thing is that I have an attitude of gratitude. And I believe that I'm grateful for where I've come in my life. And I'm grateful for where things are going. I'm grateful for us connecting together and creating the course and doing stuff like that. So what are some of your aspirations and goals? I haven't asked you much about your your aspirations and goals. Let's ask you now. Let's put you on the hot seat.
I hope not for long.
There you go.
My aspirations are to establish myself as a writer. I have begun this process and it's going quite well. So I suppose it will take some time, but I believe in quality as well as value. I have noticed many people putting a copywriter and a CEO creator, a text creator on their LinkedIn profile. And yet they write with grammar mistakes. They don't structure their sentences correctly. And I'm thinking, if they're hoping to attract clients and to get some value for their effort, isn't it worth investing in educating themselves first and providing quality for their customers, for their clients? This is what I believe, that if someone approaches me and asks for a favor or a product or whatever they would like me to create, I would like to put not only my best in it, but also the best, which is the approved quality, as high standard, as close to perfection as possible. Just like you and I created that course after polishing it and after editing it and revising it laboriously, strenuously, week after week.
That's
So
an
I do
understatement.
believe
That's an
in
understatement.
top quality. Yeah, I do believe in top quality. So
No, I resonated with you when I first met you. You know, you bought the book, you gave me a review, and you were in another country. And I thought, wow, you know, how impressive is that when somebody's buying your book in another country? It's humbling. I'm grateful, and I could tell right away when you reached out to help me create the course. I thought, you know, Harry Flares and I talk a lot about this. He made a post the other day about people are not just buying your product, they're buying how you're thinking, they're buying your brand.
Yes.
And tying into what you're saying, I completely agree with you that, you know, my brand is about authenticity. It's about transparency. It's about being genuine. I engage with every person that I connect with, respond to every comment, and it takes a lot of time. You know, I'm on LinkedIn about 2 or 3 hours a day, as you know. And I only post about 2 days a week now because it catches up to you. And I'm creating more online courses and obviously, you know, my consulting work. But yeah, you know, you want to connect with good people that have exemplary character, that have, you know, sterling integrity, that are kind. And I get a lot of people that approach me that say, Jeff, I don't get any engagement on LinkedIn. And I'm like, well, how often do you post? Well, once a month. And I'm like, okay, well, I see that you post, you never really engage with some of the people that, you know, that comment. So to me, you know, engagement, sincere engagement, you know, there's no fluff. When I engage all in. You're the same way. And I admire you for what you're doing. I commend you for continuing to grow, learn. And the new buzzword is upskill. You continue to upskill. And every time I talk to you, you're doing something new. You're helping people by doing your teaching at the college. And then, of course, your mentoring work on the side. You're doing your writing on Medium, which is fantastic, by the way. I encourage everybody to go to Medium and follow Christy Powers. I believe is that the name you're under, is Christy Powers on Medium?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. And then for people that want to connect with me, obviously you can send me a connection on LinkedIn, or you can go to my website for consulting, which is newretailethos.com, or the course website, which is theultimateretailcourse.com. And then, of course, the book is on Amazon. So wherever you live around the world, generally you can get to most Amazon platforms. If not, you can reach out to me and I can send you a PDF or an electronic version. I've done that a few times. There's a friend of mine that lives in Indonesia that wasn't able to get an Amazon book out there. So I sent him a PDF version. But yeah, it's all about connection, being connected. You know, I believe we're all connected, Chrissy. You know, you've heard me say this. We're all connected. And when I help one person, I'm actually helping everybody, because I believe it's a chain reaction that's going on, and we're all connected. We all want the same thing. And so I'm really proud of you for what you're doing. You know, you came into my life and you helped me with the course. You know, you had some of the curriculum background. You know, I had the content and some of the strategies, and together it was a great relationship that we created for the course.
Good teamwork, indeed.
Yeah, definitely. So I really enjoyed it. And so what's up next? What are you looking into? You're creating your website, Content Tactics, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. And then what's going to be involved in that, so you can let everybody know?
Well, I'm quite a creative individual, so I just create texts. I create copyright. I create copies, advertisements, obviously, for companies and individuals. I can help with email marketing. I can help with social media marketing, and of course, SEO writing.
Okay.
A search engine optimization. I've specialized in all that. So I'm just looking forward to developing myself more and more in these areas.
Where are you going to start getting some stuff going or what? Looks like you're not doing anything.
Well,
you're rocking and rolling every time I turn around. You know, you're doing something new and you're creating stuff. But no, you're a very well-rounded individual, Chrissy. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing you get much more success with what you're doing with your websites and stuff like that. And I like the engagement you're doing on LinkedIn. You engage with a lot of people's posts, so thank you for that. And it's been a pleasure having this engagement with you today.
Likewise.
Yeah. Anything else that you need to add?
Thank you for taking the time to answer these questions.
No worries.
Thank you very much.
It was a great meeting,
and good to meet and to discuss things and to just inform our audience of what's been happening and how they can benefit from what we've been doing. So,
all right.
I wish you a great weekend ahead. So thank you again.
Yeah, thank you. You have a good night over there. I think it's what is it, 7:30 over there in the UK?
It's 7:30 in the UK.
7:33 over there. Okay. Well, have a good night, and we'll do this again soon to have some follow-up and
keep
everybody up to date. Okay.
Great.
All right. Bye, Chrissy.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye for now.